Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Memory: The Origins of Alien. Take an in depth voyage into the sci fi masterpiece Alien with the visionary filmmakers who created it. See how one of the most terrifying movies of all time burst to life 40 years ago, inspired by ancient mythology and our universal fears. This is a 2019 film. Uh, doesn't look like it has a rating. I think it runs about an hour and a half or so, maybe a little longer. But it doesn't really star anybody. It just has a lot of people in it discussing the movie and telling you behind the scenes stuff. So it's Memory: The Origins of Alien. Well, mark this up as a documentary, but I think it was enjoyable to see parts of the actual original movie, having them discuss, what a scene took to make, but then they would actually show the whole scene. They discussed a lot of other movies that were an influence to Alien and how they came up with ideas and how they tried to make things better from recurring ideas and where they got their kind of their inspiration from for certain ideas and how to make the alien look a certain way and how to make the scenery look a certain way, how they met the people that they needed to. So there's a lot to this. It's not just your specific documentary. There is a lot of people sitting in front of you talking, and we have to know who they are and their credentials and all this stuff. But there's a lot of people that were a part of the movie that are discussing, oh man, during this scene, I had no idea what was coming, and half the crew didn't either, So it was just really interesting to kind of delve into the world. They do discuss the latest Alien, and that was just like a year ago. So they were able to discuss that and like how it's evolved and everything from the first Alien movie. They were able to do a lot of discussion with how they met people. I think the most interesting person that is in this whole movie that they had to meet to make this movie work was the artist. That they just kind of said, here's some money. Tell us how much more you need, but we need your services. And he made all this amazing, artistry and scene work and, just like what we see in the movie, he kind of came up with how to make those scenes look the way they did. And it's just these vast, columns and, caves and all this stuff. And that's what they did. They built these things, off of his vision. So, um, there's a lot of different meanings to things, and we know that with all the kind of branch of movies that has come off of Aliens. And I think that, you know, I don't care so much about the mythology, maybe, but there's a lot of deeper meaning to things also. And I'll let you find that out if you ever decide to watch this movie. It explains a lot, and it's nice to get into the behind the scene thought of, what the crew thought about this movie and how its budget went from, what it was to where it ended up and how they obtained their director, um, Ridley Scott, and all this other stuff. It was just all really interesting. So I think obviously you need to have seen an alien movie to want to watch this. And I think that you have to kind of understand documentaries and the purpose for them to want to watch this. But it is a more interesting documentary that I've seen. out of the documentary field. And sometimes I don't like documentaries because they're just talking and talking and talking. And if you don't care about the subject material that much, it's hard to keep grasp of your attention. So I think that the biggest thing about this memory movie is that it's very in depth. It talks about all the stuff that came before it, where they found their inspiration, how the category and the need for this movie arose, and then once they started working on this idea, everything that kind of included what it took to make it a reality, what it took to make some of the greatest moments of the movie a reality, and then what the effect of that was going forward. And I think that's the way to make documentaries, is to make it very well rounded, make it more of a movie, and you know go in full detail so that we aren't left with too many more questions, and people who are true fans will actually enjoy this. So um, I am going to give this a C rating just because that's what documentaries are for me. Most of the people just talking and just explaining things aren't really acting. So I never really count it as a movie, and I'd never really like to watch any documentary more than once. It's just really interesting, and it's something to suggest if you have any interest in this field or in the subject material. It is worth the watch. It is worth seeking out. And other than that, I give a C to Memory: The Origins of Alien. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies. Thanks.